right now, Laura.
They're ready to go here in Athens. The Georgia Bulldogs taking on the Alabama Crimson Tide. SEC Nation is in town. Oh my goodness, the Spike Squad here in dawn. They're all ready to go. It's red and black everywhere here in Myers Squad. And we're so excited to say that SEC Nation starts right now.
You are now my new head football coach.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to SEC Nation Live in Athens, Georgia, on the campus of the University of Georgia. And I know this was filmed this morning, but you know, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And tonight, Georgia Bulldogs will take on the Alabama Crimson Tide. That's going to be a big game tonight. So, yeah. SEC makes more. And welcome to the University of Georgia campus.
I need a moment here because we got to do a little close-up on Roman's suit, because I'm not sure if you on TV are able to see. This is houndstooth.
It's definitely houndstooth. We might need to get you some private security today. These dogs are barking at you already. Jordan, you know what? I ain't scared of no dogs, bro. Please. I got a bigger bite than all of them. Let's go, man. Everybody's scared out here.
Let's see how much barking we can do today. I think you guys are ready to bark. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. I like it. Bring on the barks. All right, we've got a great show planned for you. Jason Aldean and Luke Bryan are stopping by. They have a special announcement that you Georgia Bulldogs are going to love. That's coming your way. And Kirby Smart is on our set. He'll join us around 11:15. Lots to talk about with Kirby, getting Gunner Stockton ready to go, and so much more. And it's a statement Saturday. We'll tell you just how much wins and losses will affect playoff contenders today. You may be surprised just how much this Saturday really means. And Paul, we're going to get into those nitty-gritty numbers in just a little bit, I promise. But the committee's going to pay close attention today. It's a heavyweight fight across the board. What has the higher stakes, though? Is it this LSU Ole Miss game, or is it this Alabama Georgia game, specifically for whoever loses these games?
You know why you're thinking the most Donnell?
For Alabama.
Because I'm sick and tired of our football team getting pushed all over the field. Thank you, sit down.
Over the last 8 years,
I want
and endless
precision.
number of times for the SEC.
I want a weight program.
And Alabama
And if you don't
lost,
like it, Mr.
considering
Donnell, you can quit.
they lost to Florida State, and considering that
Same
Florida
goes for
State
the rest of you.
lost to Virginia,
Trying to go away for years.
they're going to be
And your
in very
students can't
big
even
trouble.
get past the
Georgia has,
minimum
because of the
basic
win
skills
against
test.
Tennessee, has some
That
wiggle
means
room.
they can hardly
It's
win.
easy to say it's a statement weekend. I think it's more about a moving day in the SEC. It's the opportunity to put yourself in a good position going forward. And you're right, there's a lot of pressure on Alabama because to take another L, how can you find your place back in the race in the SEC and college football playoffs?
I think it's a prove-it day for one team in particular, LSU. They're the number 3 team in the country right now, and how much do we really know about them? I mean, we think the defense is really good, but Clemson and Florida aren't the teams that we thought they were to start the season, right? The offense has been up and down. Caden Durham going to be out. They got a lot to prove, and they're going against maybe the hottest quarterback in the SEC right now in Trinidad Chambliss. Like that one, who's LSU going to be? We're going to find out today.
And I think the other, go ahead, Rome.
Well, number one, before I even talk about the game, I want to tell everybody, nobody deserves to be here right now in Athens, Georgia, more than this crew that we got right here. We got the queen of TV right here. We got Heartthrob Jordan right here. We got our freaking college football legend of Tim Tebow and the mouth of the South. Bro, we deserve to be here, and I'm so glad these fans and everybody else is here. This is big time. SEC Nation is here. That's where we're supposed to be at. We're supposed to be here. I appreciate that. I'm an Alabama guy. It's all good. But yes. Now back to the games. I think the pressure is still on Georgia. Mentality-wise, it's still out there. I know it's an easy answer, but Georgia's still in their mind. I asked all the fans the last couple of days, how confident are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Nobody gave me higher than a 7. And so, what is it at? You have to go out there. I'll ask you again. You'll probably say 6. So, here we go. You have to still go out there and win the game, but I think ultimately that still plays a part of it. Until you beat your older brother, he's still your older brother. At some point, I've been lifting weights. I've been getting better, but I still got to go beat my older brother. And right now, I know Nick's no longer there, but Georgia still mentally needs to be that.
It's wild. This is the first time that Kirby Smart has ever hosted Alabama at Sanford Stadium. You would have thought, Paul, it would have happened before now, but just the way the schedules have worked out, it hasn't. They've seen each other play in the postseason and SEC championship, though.
Yeah, and I think the point is that there's such a hang-up about Alabama, but let's correct what you just said. It's not Alabama, it's Nick Saban. Last year, Kalen DeBoer did win this game, but the other L's come to the go. And I think it's a false narrative to keep piling on Kirby Smart that he can't beat Alabama.
Well, the Warriors 1-0. Yeah, the Warriors 1-0. Come on now.
Yeah, I think the important thing to mention about all 4 of these teams, they have incredible talent. They have different players that highlight, they flash, and you think, man, that's special. They also all have at different times glaring weaknesses. And I think why it's moving day is because who can move from those glaring weaknesses to actually shoring them up? Because now you have a special team that can run the distance.
Yeah, I told you about those numbers and how much today really matters when it comes to the college football playoff. Let's show them now. According to the All-State Playoff Predictor, entering this week, the Georgia Bulldogs have an 86% chance to make the college football playoff with a win. Now, a loss for their chances at 61%. Still not bad, though. Now, a tied win puts them at 65% chance. A loss knocks them down to just 36% chance. That's how much it matters for these two teams here in Athens tonight in prime time, 7:30. But let's welcome in our college football insider, Pete Thamel. He's there at Penn State. That's why he's wearing an impeccable white suit, Pete. You guys are all wearing the white suits. Good stuff. Let's talk about some injury concerns today, especially for Georgia and their offensive line. What's the latest?
Well, thank you for explaining the outfit, Laura. I appreciate that in advance for the SEC folks who might not know it's a whiteout here in State College. Let's focus on the right side of that Georgia offensive line to start. Starting tackle Ernest Green III is out for Georgia today, and they're expected to use a tackle rotation between Bo Hughley and Juan Gaston to attempt to replace him. So a lot of eyes on the right side of that Georgia offensive line. I've been told Hughley's the expected starter, but don't be surprised if Gaston kicks out there too, and we will see if Alabama tries to exploit backside of the line today against the Bulldogs. Quickly, obviously, you guys touched on it. Jam Miller back for Bama today. Tim Keenan back for Bama today. Hopefully Keenan, the big D lineman, can give them a little resistance in the middle.
Yeah, it was interesting talking to the Georgia side of things. They mentioned repeatedly that Jam Miller is back. They're very aware that Alabama's run game should be in a much better position with Jam Miller. Let's talk about John Mateer, the Oklahoma quarterback, having surgery this week on his hand. What's the timetable for return for him, Pete?
Well, Laura, I've been told by sources that the timetable for John Mateer's return is going to be about a month. People have been hesitant to pinpoint a specific game quite yet. They want to see how that broken bone in his right throwing hand does heal. If he does heal quickly, Dr. Stephen Shin, the Los Angeles surgeon who performed the surgery, will likely get a statue of him at Memorial Stadium in Oklahoma. I don't know if you've searched Dr. Shin on Twitter, but he has been memorialized and idolized and operate like a champion today is one of the memes, Laura. So I'm expecting you to host like a champion today, too.
I'm going to do my best, but I'm not sure I can get anywhere close to Dr. Shin. Only SEC fans would go that far, and it's why they're the absolute best in the world. Thanks so much to Pete. You're joining us in just a little bit with an update on LSU. Now, we've told you what a slate it is today for a college football fan, for an SEC fan. Under 2 hours to kick off on ABC between Arkansas and Notre Dame, the 22nd ranked team in the country, inside Razorback Stadium. Taylor Green getting ready to go there. And coming off a loss to Memphis on Saturday, could be a massive statement opportunity for these Razorbacks. Here's Taylor McGregor with Sam Pittman.
Thank you. Coach, you talked about how physical the practices were this week after the loss to Memphis a week ago. What are the things you'll be looking for early in this game to indicate that all of that practice worked?
Well, we have to have secondary support. We have to have second-level support. We've got to keep the guys inside, and we've got to run to the football. And, you know, you're always a better tackling team when you have more around the guy carrying the ball.
Yeah, you mentioned the secondary support. What are the challenges with Jeremiah Love and Notre Dame's run game?
Well, obviously, there's two things. Carr's a really good quarterback, so they have great receivers.
That's another
so you
thing.
have to play pass first if you're in the secondary. But Love's very, very hard to get on the ground because he's powerful, speed, and he can make you miss. So we have to do a good job on our front seven. And
Yeah, I'll see what tips for tomorrow.
And see if we can get a lot of guys around the ball.
Just a little bit of today.
Thank you. Have a good day.
It's time to look at some extraordinary games to focus on with this week's Saturday slate, brought to you by Regions Bank. Paul.
How about Utah State and Vandy? Vandy maybe peeking ahead to Alabama, but even if they scream ahead, they're still going to get by Utah State. But it's a good opportunity for Poppy and company to get one more big game in before the showdown next week.
We'll have Clark Lee live on the show in just a little bit ahead of kickoff.
Dare I say a revenge game? Sure. Yes. Sure, say it. LSU's the reason why Ole Miss didn't get into the playoffs last year. Ole Miss is trying to stay undefeated at home. They understand how good and how close these games have been. And we want to see exactly what George said. Who is this LSU team, especially on the offensive side of the football game? This game will be dynamic when it kicks off at 3:30.
The Auburn Tigers roll into College Station, still kind of licking their wounds from last week in Norman. But Jackson Arnold and the number 3 rushing offense in the SEC should not be taken lightly. They very well could have won that game against Oklahoma, and maybe a sleeping giant in Texas A&M. Not a lot of people talk about the number 9 team in the country in Marcel Reed.
I'll tell you who people should be talking about, though, is Mississippi State, because it could be one of the biggest turnarounds in the entire country. And now you have this Tennessee team going to start Vegas, and the cowbells will be rocking. But you better not look past Mississippi State. What they're doing with their tempo, with their heart, with their grit. This team is so different than they were last year, and Jeff Levy deserves a lot of credit.
Anybody excited
I would
about
like to
Alabama and
invite you
Georgia?
guys.
I think everybody is excited. Kaylor DeBoer, could he possibly go 2-0 against Kirby Smart? This is a major game for Alabama. Georgia still, people are squeamish about, even with that Tennessee win. 7:30, get ready.
UMass at Missouri. All right, let's just be honest. Missouri's probably the most slept-on team in the SEC.
Yeah,
one of the most competitive teams, one of the more complete teams, still undefeated in this conference right now. They get this win versus UMass, get a bye week, and then get to host
What
Alabama team.
Hardy, they can't get him down.
That is your guy, Tim. He
Can't get him down.
breaking tackles. Really, really great team.
Right after this, I'll be heading to Columbia, South Carolina. This matchup between Kentucky and South Carolina is a fist fight every single year, usually decided by 1 touchdown, and the winner usually ends up going to a bowl game. The loser of this game, their season usually gets sideways. Kentucky starting a new young quarterback, Cutter Boley, against a revamped offense for South Carolina.
And here's the Arkansas Razorbacks opponent, Notre Dame, an hour and 52 minutes to kick off on ABC. The Fighting Irish arriving there. It's not going to be an easy place to play. Arkansas can be incredibly tough, that environment. They may be looking their rooms after the loss of Memphis, but they'll be ready to go. And here's Vandy, 2.5 hours or so to kick off right here on the SEC Network. The huddle, the prayer, getting their minds right ahead of this game. Again, as we mentioned, Mark Lee will join us in just a little bit. And we're just getting started here on SEC Nation on this Week 5 Saturday. We'll continue to discuss this massive matchup at Sanford Stadium. Georgia head coach Kirby Smart is joining us on set at 11:15 Eastern. Don't go anywhere. That'll be great. And later, country music superstars Luke Bryan and Jason Aldean stopping by to talk about their love for the Georgia Bulldogs. They have a special announcement that I am pretty sure these Georgia fans are going to absolutely love. And next, all eyes on the state of Mississippi as fourth-ranked LSU heads to Oxford to face number 13 Ole Miss. Some major news coming your way. That's next.
Really good. Maybe just a little bit of no. Actually, no.
That hits every time.
That's a good one.
Slap the technique. I love it. Hey, we're back in just 60 seconds here in Athens. Incredible crowd. We love you guys today. Lots of dogs are barking here. Look at Gunnar Stockton's face right in the middle. More Nation after this. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back on the other side.